4628, is that real? Wow. Reverse this. Wow, 4628. Them boys going off. Those boys are going off right now. That is ridiculous. That's very nice. We're going to check out some games today from some of these players. From some of these players here. San Diego Surfers, San Francisco Mechanics. It's going down. It already went down. And now we kind of waiting on the Pandas to finish up. Pandas and the Archbishops. It's a pretty serious match over there right now. Let me refresh this. They played a lot of games. 46-28. Thonsky played. He's 1-1. Yeah, that's tough. Tough right there. Let me see who's first here. Good stuff. All right, guys, it's going down. We're waiting for everyone to come in, and we're going to talk. It's like Sports Center for what's going down right now. It's the Summer Series, okay? It's Summer League, Pro Chess League stuff. And we're going over what happened in the matches. You can play, too. You can definitely play as well for your team. Or whoever you want to play for, actually. It's going to be pretty fun. You can check the schedule out and all that good stuff. I actually have a link for that. A link for that. A lot of players playing here. 20-12 for San Diego. And then these guys, the Pandas are going off. They're not playing any games here. 46 out of 46-28. I think this is the last game right here. I think they play in the second game. I think that's what that is. So this is what's going on if you don't know, if you're new to the stream right now. Summer Series Championships. This is what's going on. Okay, path to the playoffs, baby. Group stage qualifiers. The top 2 finishing teams in every group, there's 4 groups, automatically qualify for the Summer Series champs. Twitter vote. Fans will vote among the 4 third-place finishing teams, and the 2 teams with the most votes will qualify for the Summer Series champs. Quarterfinals. The top 6 seeded teams will automatically progress to the quarterfinals. Seeds 7 through 10 will compete in a play-in round to advance. Pretty good. Here's the format of everything that's going on. You guys should be playing along with your favorite teams because this is the Summer Series. So you know it's going down. What's up, Chess? Thanks for the raid, guys. This is the Summer Series Pro Chess League wrap-up. We in here. That's right. That's what's going on, guys. This is the format. Checking out everything. You guys just got here, so what's going on? What is up, guys? Welcome to the stream. We are going over some live coverage stuff here of what just happened with the Pandas and the St. Louis Archbishops, and everybody else. Keith Onsky, I saw you playing. Look at that. Okay, look at you. You split that. You're representing for the St. Louis Archbishops. They're very, very, very strong, as we all know. So, pretty good stuff there. We also have the other team over here, which is San Diego versus San Francisco. So, I want to know, guys, how did it feel? Did you like it? Was it awesome? All that good stuff. And as fans watching, who is your team? Get hype in the chat. Who were you rooting for? And are you playing for them? What's up, Chess Win? Welcome. We in here, man. Welcome to the stream. What's up, guys? What is going on? Keith Onsky, I see you for that. Pro Chess League is here too. What's up, guys? We're going to have some analysis today. It's going to be fun. So stick around for some analysis as we're going to go over some games. If you have any games in particular that you would like to see from what you just saw today, of course, let us know. But we're definitely going to check out the games of the fans. You guys make this thing happen. This is for you. The Summer League is for all of you guys. You make this Summer League happen. So let's do this together. JPS, what's going on, bro? The dopeness is live, says Enigma. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to get right into it here. So we have some games. This first game that I pulled up here is actually the San Diego Surfers versus San Francisco Mechanics. So over here, if you're in the chat right now, buddy, what is your name? Chess Player 2093 versus Chess Fight Stream. Chess Player 2093 is right here on the right-hand side. He plays for San Francisco Mechanics, and he played Chess Fight Stream. So he played white in this first game, I think, right? He played white. Cool. So let's look at this. Let's see what happened. The fans are what make this happen. So we're going to play, and we're going to watch what happened with this game. So let's see what happened. You play E4, bro. So 2 points that you brought to this team because he won both these games. So he played E4, E5. We got knight F3 on the board, and knight to C6. Okay, so nice. You was in this? I was in this, says J Tooth. Where are you at? I mean, what team are you on? We'll actually look at it. Can you review Gold Dust Story? Yes, I can. Use with the pandas. Okay, we gonna get to you. I think we might have one of your games. Pandas. What's going on, King's Bishop? So let's see what happened here. E4, E5, knight F3, and knight to C6. So who we're looking at right now is Chess Player 2093 versus Chess Fight Stream. San Francisco Mechanics versus the San Diego Surfers. Okay, so E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6. Knight to C3, we have like a Spanish variation, something very similar. It's an offbeat, to say the least. And what is his rating? Chess Player 2093 is 2217, so master. And Chess Fight Stream is 2112. So both of these guys are very strong, quite close in rating. So bishop to c5 was played. After bishop c5, we got bishop b5. This is interesting. Not really used to seeing this bishop b5 stuff in this kind of position. This is not like a Roy. It may have been like maybe a bishop to c4 could be more aggressive, to say the least, hitting the f7 pawn with some mating ideas. But knight to f6 was played, and we have knight takes e5. Big fella, what did you just do? He's 2200. So this must be right. Let's just see what happens here. That's aggressive. Knight takes e5. Who else would have made this move at this time on the board? Knight takes e5. I think this is pretty strong stuff. And as you can see, you know, the San Francisco Mechanics, they won this match 20-12. And Chess Player 2093, as you can see him right here on the screen, has won both games and helped out with this match today. Congratulations. He played knight takes e5. Let's see what happened. After knight takes e5, there's a6 on the board. Okay, I played this variation before. You have Crocs, really. But this is not that easy. I am not a very familiar person with this match at all. Sub Gobbler says, hey Canty, hi streamer, what's up? What's going on? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Bishop takes c6, pawn takes c6 was played right after. Surprise weapon. Yeah, this is definitely a surprise. Knight takes e5. I have never seen it. Never ever seen it. So he castles and gets out of the way. Black castles as well. Pretty good stuff. And then d3. d3 making everything solid. This is the loose piece that we have to do something with. Knight f3 or knight c4. Not sure. Can't play f4 because the bishop's pinning the king. So let's see what we should do here. He played knight f3. The annoying part is bishop g4. This is called a permanent pin, and we don't want these. These are very annoying to get out of. Very annoying. What would have happened if knight takes knight? Let's actually look at that. I think it's just d4. Let's see. After knight takes, I think it's just d4. d4. That's what it's about here, because you're forking, you're getting the material back. Usually you would see this with the black pieces. Usually. And the reason being is because black can equalize quickly. But with the white pieces, it's quite odd to be doing this. So let's see what happens. He also could do this too, though. Bishop takes f2, king takes, and then knight takes. But the issue is wait, oh, sorry. It's actually bishop takes f2, king takes, and then knight takes. And the issue is that like the king can castle, but I just don't like this d4 stuff. Knight g4 is coming in here. I mean, it could be bad. It could be pretty bad in some cases. So kind of weird. Kind of weird, to be honest, but more or less they played this stuff. We go into this round, d3, rook to e8, knight f3, and bishop g4. Black's doing quite fine, especially with this pin here. This pin's quite annoying. Bishop e3, bishop b4, knight e2. He said, forget it, I don't even care. Bishop takes knight is going to be a thing. These are fan games, by the way, guys. Fan games. They're in each other's clubs, or they're in the club for the team that they want to play for. San Francisco Mechanics versus the Surfers here, as the Mechanics take this round. So bishop takes, pawn takes, or this match. Knight to h5. Knight to h5, we follow up with knight to g3. That's very, very important that we get this move in, because we need to be able to get the queen out, play f4, all kind of things can happen. I think white's doing fine now. Even though he has this double pawn, white's doing quite fine. This bishop's kind of doing nothing. Over here hitting air. Queen h4. That's a good move. That's a good move. What's the follow-up? What do you do for white here? What do you do for white? White to move. What's the plan? What would you do with the white pieces here? What do you do? I can see the next move here, and I know what I would do. But what would you do? King up 1, king g2. That was my first thought, actually. King g2 was first thought, just because queen h3 is annoying. But then after I rethought, then we did something else. King g2 is an option. It is an option. There's many things you can do. Maybe even c3. c3 could hit the bishop. Queen c1. Queen c1 is weird. Queen c1 is very weird. Queen c1 is very cramping. Queen e2 is better. Actually, the game move, or the best move here, is actually knight takes h5. I think that's pretty good too. Knight takes h5 is good because you just get rid of this knight. It's very annoying. What about c3 and bishop d6? Yeah, c3, bishop d6. That's very annoying, right? So you have to get rid of some stuff. Knight takes makes sense. Takes here, and then f4. So we make sure pawn structure looks pretty nice. Even though the pawn's double, this is an end game. The king can really walk up to f3. If these guys trade off, you got a different kind of game. I think it's pretty awesome to do that. Queen g6 and king h1, I'm out of the way. Rook to d8, and then f5. I think this is pretty nice. f5 is nice. Look at this pawn chain. Look at this pawn chain. That's amazing. Doesn't take into knight, open your king side positions. It's not bad in this position. It's not bad if he can't get to him. If you can't get to the king, it does not matter. It does not matter. If you can't get to the king. And here's the thing, like I always tell my students all the time, you need about 3 pieces to attack. And if you look at this, this is not dangerous. I mean, queen check, and I'm out of the way. First off, as a master here, he's playing. So he's 22-17. I think that's his rating, right? His rating for the club is 22-17. So he knows some stuff here. He knows some stuff. And then at king h1, when you step out of the way, it's opening up this line for the rook to come down. The g file really nice here, with some attacking chances, especially with f5, and maybe bringing the queen over too. And now all of a sudden, it looks like we're winning, which he actually is. James, my boy, greetings from Buenos Aires, Argentina. You are a good commentator. You have a lot of spark. Thank you. 99 Mirror. Welcome to the stream. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Thank you. No problem, Coffee Man. And actually, I got my coffee right here. Crazy Coffee Man. That's for you. Good to see you. So, back to the game. We have rook d8, f5, queen f6. Rook g1 should be the move here. Beautiful. Look at that rook g1 with the threat on the board of bishop g5. And that's a wrap. GG. Send a stretcher. Could be over. h6, he moves out of the way, but then we go queen h5. You keep threatening. You keep putting the pressure. They have a saying, or a lot of times in trash talk, in chess, they say pressure can bust pipes or make diamonds. And that's exactly what's going on here. He is going to bring the pressure to him. And that's what's happening. Also, you can play rook g3 and double up, and it's going to be quite over here very, very soon. So queen h5, he plays king h7, and he goes to rook g2. Same plan. He's going to double up. This could be over soon. Rook, bishop f8, and he doubles up. He plays c5 and bishop to d2. Quite interesting, but he's going for another diagonal here because he didn't have success on this side over here. What's going on, Joe Bruin? Welcome to the stream. He takes on b2, but this is hanging. So I think that's what his intention was. Now we can follow up with a check, and we might even have some puzzle rush goodness here. Let's see what happens. Rook e7. I think we do. Takes, and check. No, he can go king h7. Yeah, that would be devastating. How about rook takes g7? Rook takes g7, bishop takes, queen takes e7. Is that a thing? He played queen g6, but does this work, guys? You always look for the most forcing move first kind of thing. And these kind of shots will help you a lot in your game. Rook takes g7. Bam! Oh my goodness. That is a move. Is that a move? What happens? If queen takes, then you take the rook. Your rook takes, bishop takes, and then you come back and snap this. If bishop takes, then we take the rook. And we're doing very nice here with f6 seal. Monstrous. That's a Jedi move. That's really, really strong stuff. But of course, he did not see that. He's still winning anyway. But always look for these kind of moves because they can definitely help you. So going through this game, no, queen takes, queen x, queen f7. We have a check on the board. Bishop takes h6, almost just as good with mate on the back rank of g8. Rook out of the way, f6. You keep bringing that pressure. Just keep bringing it, bringing it, bringing it. And he takes with the queen, which drops a piece immediately. Absolutely. Can king can sidestep? No, nah, not here. Not here. Can't touch this bishop. That's right. Chess win. He can't. Queen takes. Oh, he checked him first. Doesn't matter. Move order here. And then bishop takes. And we're just completely winning here. Let's see how he finished this in style. Rook g5 with a checkmate threat. And rook h5. And that is a move. And that's the first game at San Francisco Mechanics. Take that game. Chess player versus chess fight stream. So that's the first game from those guys. And then the second game is from those guys as well. This is the second game from the same people, but he actually played white this game. Chess Fight Stream from San Diego Surfers played white in this second game. Pretty good stuff. Who were you guys rooting for? And who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to take it all? Who is going to take it all? Let's put some predictions in the chat. Make sure you play for your team too, guys. Make sure you sign up for the teams that you want to play for. The link is in the chat actually right now. Right. We'll check this out. I know there's a Tory game too that guys wanted to see. Pandas! I want to see the pandas! I want to see the pandas, says J Tooth. Alright, we'll switch it up. We'll go to some pandas for you guys. Just to see, and actually see, let's check out the score. If you check out the score, the pandas went off. Oh my goodness. They did some damage today. It was a very unexpected score to see it that high. We see it that high. Shangdu fans did a very impressive job today. 100%. We have archbishops in the chat. You love the archbishops, I see. Yeah, Shangdu did it very, very well. As you can see, 46 to 28, guys. 46 to 28. I mean, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. Pretty tough loss, but that's okay. We're going to check out some of these games and see what happened here. Actually, I think there's a Tory game in here. Streamer game. Let's see if we can find that. There's a lot of players here. There she is. Tory and Benny right here. Two different games. We'll pull up this first one over here. Pull up this first one and see what happened. I split my match. Who did you play for, Charles? Who did you play for, Charles? Who was your team? Tory played white. Let's look at it. Let's look at it, Tory. Tory played the white pieces in this game. Goldust Tory is a streamer. She's actually one of the featured streamers. The stream today on the squad stream, if you guys were on the channel earlier. You were on the bishops. Okay, Charles, that's good. You split your match. Who'd you play? Who did you play? So this is Tory's game. Goldust Tory right here. Let's see what happened. I got dragged into Shangdu's side by my bro. Yes, he picked right. Yo, they went off right now. 46 to 28. They're a problem. They're letting people know And if you wanted the pandas right now, you want to pat yourself on the back, but be careful. Be very, very careful, because they will be coming for all of you. For all of you. So let's see what happened as the pandas take this match. But let's see if Tori played this game here. And see what she did. E4, C5, knight to C3. Knight C3. Okay. All right. Knight C3 from Tori here. D6. What did you think about number 1 risk versus number 2 strategy? I think it's pretty good. I mean, you always want to do it like that. Tori said something about playing for the Norway Gnomes, but apparently she changed her mind. Really? Well, let's see. She's on the pandas here. And let's see what this game what happened with this game. Knight f6, knight f3, d4. Takes. So kind of a reverse kind of Sicilian move order here. Not the usual Sicilian move order you would see, but we are in a Sicilian more or less. Bishop e3. There's a problem with this move. What is the problem with the early bishop e3? Can anyone tell the chat, please? Raise your hand. And you, sir. Yes. What is it? Why is the bishop bad on e3 immediately? We have knight g4 from Chess Win. Anyone else in the chat? This bishop e3 out of the opening is usually not a good idea while you're facing the Sicilian defense. What's the problem? Knight g4 from Crocs Rocks, knight g4, queen b6. We got bishop g4. There's a lot of things going to g4. G4 apparently is the square here. Apparently is the square here. It's knight to g4, guys. Knight g4. Knight g4 is actually very annoying here, because then you have to move this. Usually bishops are slightly better than knights. So knight takes e3 is going to be devastating in a way, because it's just messing up the plans. And bishop f4, you can run into trouble with maybe e5. Not really, because this is taken. But more or less, you have to move this piece. You have to move it a second time, which is just kind of not the best here for white. So what you would do instead is either play h3 or bishop c4 or even bishop to b5. There's so many things you can do. Even f3 to go. This is like a dragon setup. And you can always go f3 right here, guys. And then after maybe bishop d7, bishop e3. And then you're going to plan on castling queenside and do all your stuff over here. That's usually how it should be played for anyone that does not know, or anyone that does need help with that situation. So going back to it, after d6, knight f3, knight f3. I mean, knight c6, knight f6. Now knight c6, bishop e3, e5. Here we go, e5. After e5, we have knight f3 by Tori, but theory or better move should be knight to b5. Now I'm stoked, says don't cry wolf. Yugoslav attack, says Charles. That's correct. A Yugoslav, 100% f3. I am a big fan of the Yugoslav. e5, threatening the knight here. Knight has very, very good squares. f3, b3 is more principled. Also b5 is theory as well. Knight f3 is not played as much. a6 was played, followed by bishop to e2 and bishop e7 and castle and castle. Very simple chess here. Very simple chess. During the opening, what you need to do is start developing. Tori's doing a good job of developing here versus her opponent, Pokemon 4242. He comes to the stream sometimes as well. So, knight to d5. Is this a move? Yes or no? Is this a move? Look at it. Take your time. Is this a move? Can this be played right now? Can this be played? Knight d5 on the board. Aggressive. Chess Win says no. It cannot be played. Is that true or is that not? Joy Grips Live says no. Gary Fang says drops a pawn. Well, let's look at it. And Black did not go for this line. Pokemon said nope, not happening. He didn't go for it. But let's see what happens if he does. Knight takes e4. Now what's the move on the board? How do you follow up with white here? We did give up a pawn, so if you sacrifice material, you need to do something about it. So knight takes e4. Now what? Bishop to b6 by Gary Fang. That's correct. Queen e8 runs into knight c7. GG. That's not a move. But queen d7 is a move. And now what do? Is there a move? Is there anything to do here? Pretty tough, right? Pretty tough stuff. As is very quiet in the chat now. That is correct. You are down a pawn as white here with only tricks to hope for. I have been here before. There's no follow-up. Gary's like, no follow-up. Correct. It's not what you think it is here. So knight d5 was just what we call a paper tiger. It looked very nice. Looked so good. Looked scary, but it just actually hangs a pawn. So a lot of times you have to put your pieces on squares that's going to defend things or prepare attacks. attacks need to be prepared. Just take the bishop and take the pawn down. Just take the bishop and take the pawn down. Yeah, but you don't get enough compensation. It's not enough. They always say it's not enough. That's what they'll say. Oh, it's not enough compensation. That's what they always like to say. So, you know, not enough. So, with that being said, going back to the game, castle knight d5, b5. He said, oh, maybe not. You know, I don't want the pawn. And she goes with bishop to g5. Now it's getting tricky. A lot of tricks here. h6 on the board. Knight takes c7. She takes it, and bishop back to e3 or d2, actually. What is that? Tori, that is not a move. Let her know that we said that. Bishop d2 is not a move. For future reference, we just keep the pin going as long as we can to make it very annoying for the opponent, especially if we're going to give up a pawn. Let's give it up our way, which would be this way, g5, and then you can take. Now, yes, we're down a pawn, but the issue is that this is all weak and stuff. Not a fan. Actually really enjoying this. Let me get a coffee. That's nice. Even if the pawn wasn't hanging, you want to keep the pawn, the outpost on d5 here, and you'd be forced to recapture it with the queen. Yeah, a lot of times you do want to do that. Queen d5 after knight takes e4. Yeah, but they have knight takes here. Oh, in between move, which is very, very important. The in between move is something serious. So now if I take this with check. You move your king, and then I'm going to play bishop b7, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So that's how it is. That's exactly how that will work. There's always a move. I tell my students that all the time. That's why the engine's so good too. There's always a move. And the pandas here showed up and showed out. Even though Tori lost this game, she still represented and actually won and split the match to help the pandas win today. So let's go back. Bishop h4 should have been better, but bishop to d2, knight takes e4, and rook e1. Rook e1 is pretty nice, and just hitting this as an X-ray. Not really doing anything, but it's an X-ray, and you want to keep. I always like to keep an eye on like where the king and the queen is, especially with the rook this way. Knight takes d2, queen takes d2 was definitely played. Bishop b7. Now, and if you analyze this position, white is not doing well at all. White's doing pretty tough here. There's nothing in the center. You need to always have a pawn or two in the center, and there's nothing for white. The bishop could at least be on d3. That would be very good if it was, because then we have a diagonal where we can maybe put the queen on e2 and try to go for some checkmate threats. But that's not an option. The X-ray is not as good as it could be if we're able to loosen up this pawn structure with like f4 or d4 and break this up. But we can't do that either. Well, the only thing we do have going for us is actually this is a backward pawn, so we can put our last piece into the game and threaten this. But how realistic is that actually there? Where now we just like chilling and hanging out and kind of waiting to lose here. Well, you need to do some stuff. Maybe c4 could break this up and go from there. So, but how do we proceed in this game? Says Tori, queen takes d2, bishop b7. She goes with bishop to d3 is the move she chose. Very nice. With queen e2 and queen e4 could be a real threat here. Could be a real thing. Queen f6, she goes with a4. So you see this a lot in the Roy Lopez, and what this is about is just bullying this pawn or trying to mess up this pawn structure. Maybe in some cases if they do take, which actually that's what happened in the game. B takes a4, rook takes a4. You have stuff like rook g4. You have to use your pieces and imagine where will my pieces go if I'm able to capture this or if I'm able to attack him. It takes 3 or more usually for successful attacks on the king side or any side, but you want to attack them. So how do you do that? You need multiple pieces over there. So this could easily be a way to attack. But unfortunately, she probably did not figure that out here, which is very tough. It's very hard to do that on the fly. So knight e7 was played. She played bishop e4 trying to trade. Nothing wrong with that. Get the pieces off. Maybe make this a little bit weaker than what it is. Bishop takes, rook takes e4, and rook to b8. Rook b8, and b4 was played. After b4, we have rook over to c8. The other rook hitting this. What's up, Hallelujah Cat? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so rook d1 hitting the d6 pawn. That's a real thing. That's a real threat. And counterplay is definitely here. Counterplay is definitely here. She did a great job on counterplay from Tori here, as she's creating some type of play. This is kind of weak. Maybe we can get b5 in and do some things. The only issue is that your pieces need squares. And what piece is the absolute worst piece for white here? Class. What is the worst piece for white here? This should be for all the fans in the chat here. All the fans that are playing. And you should be playing find a team that you love to play for from the Pro Chess League. There's 12 teams to choose from. Find one. What's up, Harlem Knight? Welcome to the stream. The Knight, that is correct. Crazy Coffee Man and Joey Grip says the Knight is the worst piece. So now it's kind of like playing down a piece here because this Knight can't move anywhere. It's very, very tough trying to figure out where this Knight's going. New York playing. We're actually looking at the Shandu Pandas and the St. Louis Archbishops here. And then also on top of that, the San Francisco Mechanics and San Diego Surfers. So we're looking at just games from the matchups that just happened. This was a crazy matchup. The Pandas won 46-28. Wow. Strong stuff. Strong stuff. So what happened here was double up. Double here. Queen D3 is real. That's a good move. Rook C1 was played instead. C5 says Eddie Barber. C5 is a real thing. So knight to G6 was played, and after knight G6, we follow up with queen to D5. I like queen D5. Queen D5 is pretty good. You're freeing up this rook, but the issue is that these are doubled. And because this is doubled, if you ever try to push this, this will never be able to be captured. And you're going to have issues with rook takes. That's usually how it's going to be. Okay, here we go. So knight f4, and then queen to a5. This is getting scary. They always say a knight on f4 and f5 wins games a lot of times. It just depends on which one you have. And actually, after queen a5, black to move and win. Where is it? Black to move and win here, guys. What is the move? What is the move? Puzzle Rush, you should see it now. Hurry up. Where's the move? You should have saw it by now. What's the move? D5 from Eddie Barber. Hara says, hey, what's going on? What's going on, bro? Knight check from Joey Grips. So these guys would not have found the move. That is not the move. Knight E2 from Crazy Coffee Man. That is not a move. Knight XG2. Can anyone find the move here? Can anyone find the move? Queen G6 from Con Betanorio. That's right. It's Queen G6. Queen G6 wins the game. And that's exactly what happened. Queen G6 was played in the game. Knight H4 and Tori goes down a full rook here. G3, Knight E2 check. And I assume resignation at that point. But this was just one game out of the 2 games that each player plays in the match. And she lost this one, but won the other one. She won the other one. She sure did. So now let's see the other game. Because she won that one, and she's down here, and she won this one. So let's see what happened with the other game from Tori here. And this is with the black pieces. So she wins with the black pieces. That should be fun. Knight H3, not good. Knight H3 is not good. I would not say Knight H3 is good, just because if you go back here and you look at Knight H3, instead of actually Knight H4. Knight H4, you mean, I think you meant here, right? Oh, you meant back here. Sorry, actually, I know what you mean. Right here. Queen H4, Knight H3. Knight H3, I just step out of the way. King F1, and then I'm just fine. I'm just fine. King F1. Good. Let's check out the other game from Tori, where she played with the black pieces here, but won with the black pieces. That's tough to do sometimes. Let's see what happened. Okay, all right, and here we go. E4, E5. I used to play E5 all the time. I started with the French, and then I went into E5, and now I'm into C5. Let's see what happened. Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop C4, and Bishop C5. Get the pieces out. E5 bold, says Chess Win. It's very bold. D3 was played, and then Knight F6. Knight F6, very good. Just get the pieces out. Very good on development, Tori. Very good. Very good at developing the pieces. Gotta get the pieces out. Okay, H6 was played, making a threat immediately on the board, making sure we can question this bishop. Bishop H4 and castles. Knight to C3 with the threat of Knight to D5. What's going on, Edward? Welcome to the stream, bro. Good to see you. Knight to D5 is a real thing. So Knight to D5, and after that we have Bishop to E7. Bishop E7. So the thing about this is very annoying. is you have to move your bishop twice sometimes. So sometimes you kind of have to make a decision quickly. And how do you make that decision? When they go bishop h4, are you going to play g5 and really allow this? Or if you know the knight's coming here, you're going to put this bishop on e6 just to be prepped. And how I'll show you how that works. d6, knight here, and maybe put the bishop on e6. What is this about? Why am I putting the bishop on e6? Well, if we take it, yes, this is double, but we also stop this and we can prepare d5 ourselves later on. And then also I can castle. And then once I castle, then I'm able to actually have an F file that I can use for potential stuff later. Parkour. What's going on? Fogon99 from chess.com to Twitch. Thanks, man. Welcome. Yeah, but castle, and I can do it that way. That's usually what bishop e6 could do. Very, very informative stuff with bishop e6. But knight c3, and that could easily very well happen. The problem is when you have to move your bishop back or 2 or 3 times. You don't want to really do that. Bishop e7 is kind of annoying to make. And then after that, we play rook e8. And after rook e8, we have rook e1, d6. We call this the Spanish torture. Spanish torture a lot of times, which is the Roy Lopez, the boring stuff. The maneuver all my pieces around until I go to sleep and wake up. Usually how it is. Queen d2, but most of these positions are like that. I like this move, though. This is aggressive. Knight d4. After knight takes, pawn takes, it makes it interesting for the players here. Knight takes, pawn takes, hitting the knight immediately, questioning the knight. Knight to e2, pressuring this. c5 would be an awesome move here. c5 was played by Tori. And c3, pawn takes, not queen takes, and b6, trying to get this bishop out on the long diagonal. I also thought d5 was quite interesting too. Many things that could have happened. b6 and queen to b3. Queen b3. Oh, bishop b7, that is not a move. Every time your opponent moves, you need to ask yourself, what is the threat? What's the intention? I moved here to do this. Everything should have a reason, a plan. If it doesn't, it's not a move. It shouldn't be. It will never be one. Even if it's wrong, at least you had an attention to it. But you need to know what that is. After queen b3, what did he do? You should ask. You should figure out, oh, there, f7. That is hanging. How do I defend it? Rook f8. Find a move. We do it. Bam. We're good to go. And we keep on moving with bishop b7 and keep moving. And keep moving. Queen b3, bishop b7, bishop takes f7. And we are now down the exchange, but she still won this game. Let's see what happened. Rook d8. Takes. Now I'm a fan. I'm okay with black's position. I am still like, you know, down in exchange. But that doesn't mean we're losing. Doesn't mean we're losing. We do have 2 bishops. 2 bishops are a very good advantage. Knight f4. Bishop g5. That was a strong move, hitting this long diagonal here, almost forcing g3. And g3 is going to be very annoying to play, unless you just give the material back, which you can do. Knight to e6. That's a nice move. Bishop takes c1, and he takes back. Queen takes. d5 was played. And then we have e5, queen g5, rook b1, queen takes e5. I see something bad happening here for white. Very quickly. d4, g3. He played g3. Wow. g3. Talk about how to drop a game. g3. Oh my goodness. What just happened? Somebody please help the man. Send him a message. Make sure he's okay. Queen d5 is out. Open the door and let her in. Yeah, he did. He just left the door open. He just left the whole door open. Queen d5. Me, who needs light squares? Says Anchorless. Right. Who needs light squares? Who needs light squares? I mean, what are those? This is nothing. Queen d5 by Tori here. f4. Queen check. Ouch. King f2 and the star move. Here we go. Queen g2. Yeah, and then just resign. Over. I would resign as black. Oh, right, Kara, of course, whatever. Queen g2, ouch. And Tori with a big win versus Pokemon. 4-2, 4-2. That was awesome, and she helps as she brings a 1 extra point over to the Chengdu Pandas as they win in this match. That's pretty nice. Let's go back over to the West Coast. San Francisco Mechanics and the San Diego Surfers. San Diego Surfers. So let's check out this next game from them. Oh, we already did this one and this one. Oh, this one was cool. Oh my goodness. We have to watch this one. This one had a lot of knights, guys. I have never seen anything like this. There was like 8 knights on the board. I mean, I had to show this for everyone. I really wanted you guys to see the 8 knights. I was so like, wow. After queen e5, king f1, do anything. Yes, King F1 actually helped slightly. I mean, I think he was able to get out. Thank you for the analysis for the 2 GDT games. No problem. No problem. Okay, so back to this. Here we go. This game right here. Oh man, I have to see what happened. I have to, because when I saw the end of it here, actually, I'm just gonna do this to show you. This is the ending position. This is the ending position here. Okay, Anthony Atanasov versus National Master Ado. They both have actually weird names. Well, Antonov and Antonasov. I think Anthony's actually easy. Anthony's easy, but his username is the other guy is Ado Judo, but he's a national master. So we have a title player match here, right? How does this end like this? I have no idea, right? I have no idea, and it looks like Ado won this one. So we're gonna check this out, and we're going to figure out how Ado was able to checkmate White like this. Or actually, Anthony was the one to do it. So Anthony won both games. So let's flip the board. Now, San Diego Surfers needed more points. They needed to get more points here, and I think Anthony probably, he just was like, "Hey, let's just do this. Let's make the highlight reel, just like in any other sport. Let's make the highlight reel." And this is the highlight right here. This is the highlight. Nightmare game with a K. That's great. That's awesome. Nightmare with a K. Okay, so here we go. E4. By the way, guys, this is a 148 move game. 148 moves. Wow. We about to check out what happened here. He really took some time here. He really took some time. He said someone told him there was a bonus. I believe it. Someone told him there was some type of bonus. If you do this, he started with A3, E4 and A3. I'm already like, oh, come on, man. Who is this guy? Knight C3, Knight F6, Knight F3, Bishop E7. But this is a national master. This is 10-2. That's correct, guys. And the format-wise, just in case you wanted to know, if you did not know what happened or if you're just getting here, this is the format for the Summer Series. Live club matches, 2 rounds of 10 minutes and 2-second increment. Fans, all of you play alongside your favorite teams to help them earn points in the standings. They have knockout battles right after, and the Summer Series Championships, which is the playoff. Pretty cool stuff. Prizes. You want to know about the prizes? We got them. Here they go. Live club matches, 16,000 total. But the fans right now, best fans, that's one that you can do for each group. That is an individual fan, $250 per group. So make sure you tweet, look at your live club matches, the games, all kind of stuff you can do for that. There's a link for that in the description. Okay, so going back to it. Here we go. Knight takes C4. We just saw another game like this. They are really into this today. Knight takes C4. Knight takes D5. Bishop D3. Takes and bishop takes. Bishop F6. That's crazy. That's Queen E2. This is just wild. But he still got a good game though. A3. Knight D4 is not a move. That would actually be rough. Knight D4. Castles. Castles. Rook E8. B4. This is easy chess here. Just easy stuff. Nothing too serious. Nothing crazy. Queen D3. I like Black's development. White's development is actually lacking in a way. But Queen to D3. G6. Bishop B2. And bring the rooks to the center. I think this is quite odd. But he started odd with A3 out of the opening. So it's already quite weird. C6 was played in Rook A to E1. Okay, let's see what happens. Bishops versus bishops here. So wonder how he lost. F4. That's a nice move. F4 was with the intention of F5. Still trying to attack him as much as he can. F5, and we got some trades here. G5. This could have been a mistake. This could have been a start of something bad. Just because you have to look at this. I mean, there's no real threat. I mean, yeah, you can take this, but it's very nicely defended. Very nicely defended. And pawn takes G6 is a thing. So after G5, we have D3. Okay, D3, locking it up. I like it. Maybe even the bishop can swing back around here. The question is, how do you get this pawn on D4? This is a title player game, by the way. The black pieces is a candidate master. I think, right? Let me actually make sure. I think he's a candidate master. Actually, no. The black pieces, Ado, is actually a national master. Anthony is the candidate master, FIDE. So it's pawn takes pawn, rook takes bishop, queen takes rook, bishop takes d4, an idea. So what he's saying is back here, if black makes a random move, maybe like this, pawn takes, and then after pawn takes, I'm assuming pawn takes, rook takes, queen takes, bishop takes d4. This is an idea. I just don't think it's realistic. Maybe like queen f5. Because you want to kind of cut off the squares as much as you can, but there is a mate threat here. So maybe this could be a thing, because he has to be very careful on where he puts the queen. You have to be very careful because you don't want to allow queen d4 to happen. Queen f8, maybe queen f8. That's weird. But then check. Oh man, that might be an idea. Bishop takes d4 might be scary. What's the rating of a CM and an NM? NM is 2200 USCF. CM is 2200 FIDE, or anywhere between, I think, 2000 and 2200 FIDE, something like that. Something like that. So let's go back. That's what could have happened. I think bishop takes d4 might have been an idea though. But he played g5, so that's why it's not an idea anymore. Queen d7, rook e1, just to take over the file, stopping rook to e8. White is the one calling the shots here. This is a weakness over here. This bishop is actually attacking this, which means this one has to hold it. It's not the best. Not the best stuff here. So let's actually see. King f8 was played, and then g4. That is interesting. I mean, I think he might be trying to swing this bishop over here. As weird as that seems, maybe he's trying to swing the bishop over. But rook e8 is definitely coming. Nothing you can really do about that. Rook e8, and now we go into an endgame here. Now, what does this endgame look like? I'm going to rush my king to the center and take this pawn. How does his king get there? He rushes this way. I have 3 moves. He has 4. I think we get there first. Yep. And he gets there just in time. And there it is. Nice in-game technique. That's over. That could be very, very bad. That could be very, very bad. Oh, what happened? Where are we? King e4, c5. Well, actually, pawn takes, king takes. I guess he's okay. c3, not a move. Pawn takes, a4. I mean, anything else? b5. It isn't over yet because c5, yeah. c5 is annoying. Looks winning. It does look very winning here. Looks very, very winning. So bishop c1, b6. Now we got a long game steer. This is 148 moves. So b5, bishop to d2, bishop to e5, h3. This is an easy in-game like technique. Just put all the pawns on the opposite color of the bishop that he has. So if he has a dark square bishop, I put my pawns on the light squares, and vice versa. Vice versa. And look at him. I mean, all these, this is like backwards. He's like putting them all on dark. We put them all on white. Now you need to trade, and white has all the winning chances. Well, it depends at the right time, because you don't want to get zugzwanged out, and vice versa. Nobody wants to get zugzwanged out, and that should be very bad. It feels terrible when you get zugzwanged. c3. That was a nice pawn break. He didn't take it. He played c4. What is the option here? And he still won this game. Man, this is about to be cool to see. I think he probably got like bishop a5 in or something. Like, just stop and look. How does he win this? How does he win this? Because I can see you cutting off maybe a square or two, but this bishop has range here. Let's see, guys. Bishop g3, king f3. Okay, then he went there. Then he got rid of the bishop. There it is. Bishop takes, king takes. How did he win? King here, h5. Oh, that might have been his blunder. I don't know yet. King f3, h4. He won this. What? Let's go. King f4, king f2. He got out of the way. King f3, and he's in. Oh my goodness. I think he's in. I think he just walks right in. Hey, hello. Front door was open. Sorry. What happened? How did that happen? King here, king there. Ouch. Wasn't g takes h5 win? I think it was. I think g takes h5 seemed winning. He pushed past. He went here. So is it here? Does he just go back here and just sit around? I think it's here. I think the king has to chill. King sits, because the king sits on d7. Yeah, I think he just has to chill. and go from there. But I mean, man, in games are ridiculous. In games are the hardest part. King here, because now his king's just walking right in. But then he can still sit on d7. Yeah, like you said, a5. That's a move. King e7. I think that's what did it. Yeah, he jumped straight off the deep end. He jumped off, no life jacket or nothing. Straight off with a smile. a5. It was over. a5. What could he have done here? King c7. There's nothing to do. a6. No, shoot. Man, that sucks. Pawn takes? Pawn takes pawn? What's the eval? The eval. It has to be white. I feel like white's better. It's +6, +7. Man, because you're not supposed to be able to take this and survive. And then this is going to fall. And then the pawn's just queen. Very simple. Very, very simple. Ouch. Well, let's see the rest of it. We got to see how these knights. This is the highlight game. So, long story short, okay, he took the pawns. He got in. So now let's see what happened. So he on a pawn rush here, playing with his opponent, as you see, playing around, took everything. Now he just going crazy over here, fine gold style, and he's like, oh, here we go. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay, we moving around. There's one knight. There's a second one. There's a third. Oh my goodness! And he starts swinging them boys around. Let's watch the technique. Knight here, and then you know he got mated on the other side of the board. So he had to move these knights all the way over here to the queen side of the board, just to bring them back over here to the king side. What a game. This takes some skill and actually to think. You got to be thinking hard so you don't stalemate them. Oh my goodness. This is just so funny to see. You ever play Bughouse before and you like, oh, I got all the knights. Shout out to Hans Niemann. Hans Niemann is a very strong international master. We played together. But in Bughouse, we would always have somehow the 4 knights, which are great. You get these 4 knights, it's a wrap. It's over. And this is already winning, but it's just funny to see this. Look at these knights as they dance around the board. Unbelievable here. This is what you don't do, kids. He checked them here. Oh man, this is ridiculous. I feel like I would get a headache trying to look at it every night. Every square the knights cover. This is ridiculous, guys. How is this not stalemate? He's on the only square. Really? Out of all the knights, they don't cover that square. You're just saying that the knights don't, they touch every square but that one. How is that even possible? Like, it just looks so crazy. King here, knight here, king here. Unbelievable. Wow. This is like a screenshot moment. Take a screenshot of that. Like, you see that? All the knights lined up on one line like this. Never seen it. Jeez. Knight here. Oh, maybe he mated him on this side. Is there a pattern to this? Wow. And there's the mate, guys. Well, finally, there's the mate. Oh my goodness. Thanks so much, Chess Bra. See ya. What's up, Chess Bra? We in here, the Chess Bra. What's going on? Knight b3. That's a real thing. That's like, look at this position. Like, how did this happen? How did this happen? This was one of the games from today's match. San Diego Surfers and San Francisco Mechanics. This was crazy. I'm stunned by this, mate. I know. Did you get your workout in today, Eric? I bet Canty got his in. I did. GM Canty says you're in him. Absolutely, man. GM Canty is the goal. Got to keep your goals in front of your face or you won't do them. I already sent you a message. That's right. I'm still planning to work out. Cool. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Welcome to the stream, guys. Glad you're in the chat. This is going over some post-game analysis of very interesting games and fun stuff from today's match. San Diego Surfers versus San Fran Mechanics. And then you got the Pandas on the other side versus St. Louis Archbishops. Sweet stuff there. That was cool. So let's get out of there. Let's look at another game from the Pandas. From the Pandas here. So let's look at Bonnie Lee versus the Chess Boy. 1.5 for him over there for the St. Louis Archbishops. So he kind of, yeah, he was helping out there. He pulled a lot of weight in that game, or in that series, that 2-game series. So let's see what game this one is. This is the WFM, and she played white in this game. This is the one where she lost. Cool. This is the Pandas here. Nice night game. I know that's crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Caruana is in here. I would like to see him. Caruana is a monster, of course. Okay, so let's put this game in. Let's put this game in. Put this game in here. Post-game analysis, baby. Let's go. White is Bonnie Lee, WFM, for the Pandas. As you can see, is board number 4 down here, or based off of rating in this tournament, number 4. Versus the Chess Boy, who's a candidate master. And he won 1.5 out of 2. 1.5 out of 2. Good stuff. Let us see what happened here. D4, knight f6, c4. Let's actually look at it from his point of view, because he won. So, all you knight f6 players, I'm one of them. Let's see what happens. How you doing, boy? What's up, Z Nation? I'm doing great, man. How are you? G6, King's Indian. Let's go. All right. See if I can learn something here today, or see what we play. I love the King's Indian defense. We have D6, knight f3, and castles on the board. Bishop to E2 was played next. KID life, you already know. I play E5 as well. Bishop E3. Well, that's annoying. That's the sideline stuff. Knight D7, that's totally fine. And H6. H6, okay, nothing wrong with that. King H7, so he's just playing a solid setup here. Solid setup. C6. You got to know, guys, this pawn structure is very, very solid. It's very solid. We in here. What's going on, Prox? How are you, Proxford? Welcome. Yes, we are in here. But this is a very solid structure for black. C6 holds the D5 pawn. What's funny is, if you pay attention here, you are actually covering 2 squares in the center. You're covering the D4 square and the D5 square. So, and what is white covering? Really not any squares. So, if you'd be surprised at how solid this structure is. Very, very nice stuff. Yo, what's up, bro? I won over 5 games today. That's good, Tricks Mom. Keep going. That's what. Sicilian Defense and the Queen's Gambit. I like those. Yeah, those are great openings. Excellent openings. White can cover D5 and C5. In a way, D5. Of course, C5 sometimes. The real square is definitely D6. Spari is in the building. What's up, Spari? Of course, D6 is a big problem here. That could be a very big problem. Best way to beat the King's Indian is to go G4 and G5 early. That could be true. Could be. If you know what to do, as black, you won't have any issues, but if you don't, then of course you just get blue off the board. Just get blue off the board. So let's see what happens. B4, A5. A5 was played. These guys are both strong, both titled FIDE players here. So A5, A3. A3 from Bonnie Lee, women's FIDE master here. So A3 was played. And then Queen E7, hitting this pawn twice. After pawn takes, exchange of rooks and take on B4, that's a free pawn. Also, if pawn takes, then rook takes A5, and A3 is hanging. But the problem piece is our bishop on C8. So we have to figure out what we need to do with that. I'm in the building, but I'm kind of upset. Why are you upset, Spari? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? So after C5 here, C5 is very strong. I actually like this a lot. It blunts this knight, and I figured the knight needed to move somewhere earlier, because I don't like black's position anymore unless a lot of times, like, you have to play on the side you're strongest to. And what's the strong side for black? Can anyone say what the strong side for black is? Is it the king side or is it the queen side? Where is most of the play for black coming from? King side says chess win. Spari, okay, Spari. All good. All the pieces on the king side, so I guess that says brawl or Rian. I believe it. That is 100% correct. The knight on h5 can swing into f4, ks, absolutely. Maybe some f5 action later on, because this is kind of ugly. The knight can't move. Now, of course, the knight can swing into c4 and come into d6. That's white's plan. This is going to get bad fast if black doesn't react. Now, black won this game, but let's see what happens. I like white here. Yeah, white is definitely doing quite well. But you have to figure out how to break this up or get the pieces active. Something as simple as rook d8 and knight to f8. What's the intention? To put the knight on e6. But in some cases, you hang this pawn if you don't know what you're doing. So it is quite common to play knight h5 in these kind of positions, just to put the knight on f4 or play f5 and also keep an eye on this pawn with the bishop on g7. And that's what he plays in the game, knight h5. The Jedi know what he's talking about. So the knight played on h5. He had to do something now. Rook to d1 immediately. Just keeping pressure on d6. I know exactly what that's about. And if rook d8 is played, once you move the knight, because the bishop is not out yet, you take advantage of that development by trading the rooks as white should, putting the rook on d1, and then maybe maneuvering the knight from f3 into the d6 square, and it's called a slow squeeze at that point as white gets a better position, not losing for black, but a better position. Knight f4 was played. Beautiful move. I am a fan of that, just to get rid of one of these bishops. One of the bishops have to go because the bishop pair is very strong. It's very annoying a lot of times, and it's cramping a lot of white's position or black's position. So knight f4 was played to take something. Also keep a nice knight on f4. If he takes, it opens up this monster bishop diagonal, and that didn't happen. So after knight f4, now we got a little bit of freedom as black here. We can play rook e8, and I'm assuming this is the plan to go for. Or you can go in a black lion fashion. Shout out to Simon Williams. You play g5, knight f8, and knight g6 kind of thing. You play like that all the time. Black lion, definitely a thing. And he plays knight f8. Look at that. The Jedi are on fire today. Knight c4, and look at this knight c4, knight d6 is a real threat. That is so annoying. Now, the good thing is that when a knight gets in there, what's the follow-up? I always like to talk about follow-up. Yes, you can do something, but if the follow-up doesn't matter, it's not that strong, it's not that good, who really cares? Who really cares? So, knight d6, when the knight gets here, what is the follow-up going to be? If there's no real follow-up, then it doesn't really matter that much. So, let's see. And I think that's why black ended up winning this game, because knight d6 just looks scary. But it's not scary. Not scary. So pawn takes b4 first. Trade a pair of rooks off just to eliminate how strong that was. And then we just keep moving. Knight e6. This is beautiful. Now queen g5 could be coming. Knight d4 is a good thing. And now all of a sudden, black is the one calling the shots here. Black is the one calling the shots. Knight to d6, rook to d8. Easy move. I assume maybe rook a8 next time, because something needs to be done. What about rook a8? Well, you need to start threatening stuff. If bishop d7, but then maybe we can snap here and then take here. And yes, we won a pawn, but I mean, a pawn, we can just start pushing. We could have immediately had this kind of play with the white pieces immediately. You have to make threats. So rook a8 is forcing maybe something like queen to c7, which is annoying. And now it kind of slows down black's attack that he was definitely going for on this side. And still, maybe you might be able to get b5 in. So white might be okay. Instead, knight to e2 was played. I think that's a panic move. Knight takes, and knight back to f4 once again. Queen f3 and bishop to e6, and now the bishop is out. The bishop's gone. b7 is very weak, so rook a7 could be a thing, but I do see an exchange sacrifice in black's future. Rook to d7, defending, and said no sacrifice, not today. Bishop takes f4, pawn takes, and now white's winning. White's up a clear pawn. Maybe we can blunt the bishop out here. Maybe not. I don't know. b5 is still an option. You still have to be careful. You have to be careful. Bishop c3, rook here. That's a good move. I wonder if he's going for this. Wow. Black won this game? Really? Black won this game. Let's see what happened, guys. Black won. Queen g5. Queen takes, and rook a4. Defending the b4 pawn. They're both title players. So let's see how they finish this out. Because this is very intriguing. Bishop here loses. This knight is such a nuisance to the position. Got to get rid of it. Definitely take it. Now we go into an opposite color endgame. Opposite color bishop here. What's the piece count? 3-6 versus 3-5. Black is down a pawn. Schwalbe says, yo, yo, yo. What's up, Schwalbe? What's going on, man? Post-game analysis here. Rook d4. Man, rook d4 was so fast in the chat. Everybody's like, rook d4, rook d4, rook d4. And he played rook d1. Rook d4, I actually like that. Rook d4 is winning, huh? Rook d4 hitting the bishop and also hitting this pawn. Because if he takes, for anyone watching, they're like, why does it work? Rook d4, bishop takes. Rook d1, that's mate. Mic drop or water bottle flip and whatever. Back flip. It's over. GG. That's not a move. That's real. That would have worked. Immediately, rook d4 is very funny. Very nice, tricky move there. Kind of forcing the bishop to go back somewhere or stay on this diagonal so he can block. But instead, the chess boy, and which these are title players too, so that actually should have been something. They saw rook d4 as one of those moves you consider first. b5 is a move. Yes. Rook d4, b5. Well, I mean, maybe you can still take though. Rook d4 here and then takes anyway. You still could take, but maybe he has f3. I don't know. Maybe. It could be a move. It's tricky stuff. Tricky stuff. Bishop takes, rook check, bishop f1, rook b1. The good thing is that this is pinned. This is a real pin. This is serious, and I can see how black's starting to win now, because if this rook moves, which is going to have to eventually, this pawn's going to fall. And then I snag another pawn, and I go from being down a pawn to being up a pawn now, or at least even. So, pretty good. b5, he played rook here, and rook takes c5. This WFM, she's very strong. She's very strong, as you can see. Creating a lot of counterplay here, and after pawn takes, this could be queening soon. What other opening do I play other than the French against e4? You have e5, which could be Roy Lopez. It could be Open Spanish. It could be Philidor, be Gambit, anything. You could also play the Scandinavian. Shout out to John Bartho. You could play that. You could also play the Perk defense. Actually, I highly not recommend you don't play that. But there's many things you can play. My personal favorite, Sicilian right now. Sicilian. I used to play e5 though. So after rook here, rook takes, king g7. You got to get the king in the game. Miraculously, guys, black still won this game. Black still won this game. So let's see what happened. This had to be something tactical. Rook here, you got to keep the rook. The rook is best behind the pawn. That's what they say in in-game one-on-one. You have to be behind the pawn so you can catch this easier. b7 and c5 was played. c4 is now played. c3, look at the pawn walk. Past pawns must be pushed. Rook here, that is a real thing. c2 is not realistic. Well, it is actually, because now you have this cover with your bishop. So let's see how and what happened here. Okay, rook d8 and rook takes b7 and takes the pawn now. And then we go back. Man, black is just starting to win this game now, slowly. Rook e7 was good. This was also a move too, putting some pressure on the f2 pawn. Here's the thing about opposite color bishops. They always say in these opposite color bishop endgames, one side can still attack the other one, because this bishop cannot defend at all. Maybe bishop e2 can help, but you can't oppose this bishop. It can just kind of block stuff from happening temporarily. Pretty tough stuff. If the rooks come off, it'd be an easier way to draw, but they're still on the board, which means there's still play. This was an awesome move, threatening c2. Bishop b1 runs in the check. Bishop e2 runs in the push, followed by bishop b2. Like, what do you even do here? I don't know. So let's see what happened. We play bishop b5 with the push still being in the air here. Push. If you move the king, I play bishop here. That's a GG. Have a good day. Game over. Bishop b2. Beautiful move. And we follow up with the queen. And the game is over. Quickly how that happened. So quickly how that happened. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable stuff. And this game goes to the Archbishops. The chess boy takes down Bonnie Lee, WFM, of the Pandas, but the Pandas still won this match with a dominating 46 over 28. Wow. Craziness there. So let's look at something else. Let's move over to the next ones. Here. Keith Onsky played too, actually. He comes to the stream. Pretty good stuff. Keith Onsky, you still in the chat, bro? I saw you playing for the Archbishops. Canty, can you analyze Marco's games of Shangdu? Yes, let's look at a game from Shangdu. I tried to troll Keith, he wrecked me. He streams too. Keith streams. Lucas Mito. Oh, nice. Lucas Mito. versus this game. So this is one with Lucas Mito. Keith left us. Yeah, he left. It's really early or late over there. I can't remember. One or the other. Lucas Mito played white in this game. Did he win? Did he win? Lucas Mito did win this game. Okay. And this is from the Pandas? This is. Pandas and the Archbishops here. Okay. Cool. He's a strong player. Are you tuning analysis next week too? I will be. I will be. I will be there for analysis next week too. Can you look at who? Jeff versus Dad. Who? Dad Dabby Fisher game 1. What game? What team is it from? What team? What team is that from? Shangdu. Okay, perfect. So we got Lucas Mito versus Sha Mastio. Let's check this game out, and we're gonna put it in right now. PGN. Lucas Mito played what color? Looks like Lucas Mito played with the white pieces here. Lucas Mito won. I actually played him. He's a very strong national master. Very young too, and he streams. I think he's from Brazil or Spain or something like that. But he's very strong, and he's playing for the Archbishops in this matchup. But it looks like Sha Mastio split with him. It looks like he split with him, so that's pretty cool stuff. Underrated player. All right, let's see what happened. Lucas Mito's playing for the Archbishops and Sha Mastio for the Pandas here. We have E4 on the board. E4 best by test, my favorite stuff. E5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop b5 for all the Roy players out there. We all became or played the Roy Lopez at one time in life, as it is the most played opening ever in life. Bishop b5, a6, bishop takes c6. This is the exchange variation. Can you guess what grandmaster liked to play this variation? Can anyone guess who that is? What grandmaster liked to play the exchange variation of the Roy Lopez? We have Capablanca from Chess Win. Robert James Fisher from James Kid. From Chess Kid. Kamsky from Checkmate. Calculated Blunder, says Karpov. James Kid, I know, right? Funny. Kasparov, says Karat. Kasparov from Tectonics. It is, drum roll please, it is Bobby Fischer. All of the above, says Crazy Loca. All of the above is Bobby Fischer, actually. Bobby Fischer liked to play this variation. He had a lot of games with this. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and castles. Nowadays, all of them use this, especially the Berlin variation. Yes, that's right. Queen f6 and d4 here. d4 from Lucas Mito, pawn takes, and e5. This almost looks like a Scotch or a Scotch gambit kind of setup where you get this early e5 in for some type of attacking chances that are really nice. So queen to g6. After queen g6, we have queen takes d4. Very interesting. I mean, you're really just developing. Then moving a knight a second time is not as fun. Or knight takes d4 is just not doing as much as queen takes. Bishop to g4 and knight g5. Aggressive. You know what this move did? It actually just broke the connection here. Now, and also maybe even e6 could be a move followed by rook e1. Very tricky. He's very tricky. Wookie, what's going on, man? What is, you said, what's going on? We actually have the Summer League, Summer Series Pro Chess League for fans. We're looking at fans' games right now as they played in these matches from the Pandas and the St. Louis Archbishops just played. We also had the Mechanics, San Francisco, and the Surfers from San Diego. They played. So we just analyzing games. These are all fan games, by the way, and you can play for your favorite team as well. So make sure you sign up just to play alongside them. So that's what's up. But queen takes g4 is a real thing. He actually just blocked the threat. h5 was played, followed by knight c3 from white. Good stuff. After knight c3, there's bishop to e7. So I'm definitely feeling bishop to e7. Good move here. Hitting g5. But f4 might be just, dude, man, that's strong. All right, I came to the right place. You did. You came to the right place. You did. So f4 is a real thing. He played h4. I am a fan of h4. I guess f4. I love playing f4. F4 is just strong. I like playing this stuff. But of course, you know, you have to watch out for bishop c5 in some cases, especially if f4, b6. Threatening bishop c5, that would have been devastating if you missed that. Kyle says, what's up, Canty? What's up, man? What up, Kyle? What's going on, bro? Bishop e7, he played h4 just to defend it. Knight here, this is a nice way to develop. Playing knight f5 and also hitting h4, which is connected to the knight. So this is a very crucial move. You have to be careful. Like the commentary, sir. I got to follow. Thank you so much, Tectonics. Appreciate the follow. Troby, thanks for the 10 bits, man. Thank you for that. So g3. And after g3, we have knight to f5 on the board. Knight to f5. Because he needed to defend, but now the knights are starting to come. Everything's starting to come active. White needs to be careful. White needs to be very careful here. Queen to c4. He gotta start making some threats with the white pieces here. And then also there's a book, Reassess Your Chess. The 4th edition talks about playing with 2 knights is usually a lot of times very difficult. It's very difficult to find their groove. It just doesn't work the way that you think it does. 2 knights. Now, luckily, he does have a bishop, but this position does not look that good for white. If he's able to get e6 in and stir up some stuff, then he'll have a great game. He still won this game. But let's see what happened, man. Black's doing quite well, I think, with the cluster of pieces here. We just got to figure out how to break. We might castle queenside. A lot of times in the exchange variation of the Royal Lopez, you do castle queenside, but you got to be careful because f7 is hanging. And when you cross the line, you got to go. When pieces cross, they got to go. What line? I'm talking about right here. This is the line. This is the median between my side and your side. So when you go and something comes into my side and vice versa, it needs to go. So bishop takes g5 is definitely in the air. f6 could also be a thing, but you got to be careful pushing the f pawn. Ben Feingold always says, what? Don't push f6. Don't play f anything ever, is what he says. But of course, that's exceptions to that. When you castle, it's okay to probably push it. But he's right. Most times you don't want to push f6. You might get in trouble immediately. No castling. Knights all up in here looking crazy. And you're just not having fun. Not fun for anyone. So, oh man, that's the move. That's actually the move. I was like, did I make a typo or something? F6 is the move here. F6 is the move here. You need to get rid of the knight, just like I said. But at the cost of this, I don't think that's good. I don't think this is good at all. I think this is where he went wrong. After f6, Lucas Mito pounced on it. Pawn takes. When you castle, it's game time. Or well, a lot of times when you castle, it's just time to go to work. And at this point, after pawn takes f6, the king's still in the center. Rook e1 is dying to be played. Rook e1 is dying to be played. So after pawn takes, he played knight e6 first, restricting the king of castling. You can't castle through or into check, so you can't do that. And rook e1 is going to follow. Black needs to start doing stuff like this. Knight takes h4. You got to do something right now before you get in some serious trouble. What's about knight takes h4? Let's say it works. Now, of course, it may not work, but if something like this could be devastating. Sitting here and taking the queen. Next move. It could be very devastating if that happens. But he doesn't have to take this. But you also threatening knight f3 check too. So this could be something to look forward to. You may even need to sack this rook. Knight takes, knight f3 check, king h4. This is some crazy stuff right here. This is the kind of chess I like to play. But looking at this is scary. I don't know who's winning. Now, the engine's going to be like, oh, it's easy. Oh, it's easy. I can see everything, which you can. It's actually in this position, even though black or white's up like a rook, it's only +2. Only. Yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on. Scary. Well, my kind of variation, I know. Wow, forgot I joined the pawn grabbers. Just kicked me off the team. That's okay, checkmate. You're good, man. That's great. Glad you're playing. Glad you're playing. We're in Group B. Yeah, that could have been crazy, though. That could have been very, very crazy. Very well. So, takes. Knight e6 was played. Bishop d6, bishop f4. King d7 and bishop takes, knight takes. Whoa, he might be in trouble. Oh, you do have a check. He has a check. Because if he doesn't check, then bishop takes e6 is devastating. GG, that's over. So, he took, and there's the check. Queen f4 follows. Followed by now knight e4. Yeah, and he kind of got out of this. Look at the hand castle going on here. Look at that hand castle. Doing it by hand and also letting the rooks connect. The issue is what black has like no attack whatsoever anymore. But he's out of the woods in a way. He's not fighting for so much. 3, 6. Yeah, it's even. It's even all around here. Bishop versus knight. The king is now safe. Doing fine. He's doing fine. Rook E1, Rook F8, Rook to D8, and A5. I think that was a very good way of trying to actually probe at the king here. You're either going to force a weakness, or he's going to take and open a file, which is very annoying. Can you make a YouTube video out of the Roy Lopez exchange lesson? I actually can. Force the dark left. That'd be great, man. Actually, send me a message so I can remember to do that. That's when it says nice. Yes, sir. Queen to C4 takes, and Rook E3. After Rook E3, and then it just says, I guess he just flagged here. But this was not like a crushing position. Lucas Miko wasn't crushing. And actually, he lost the second game here. So this was a split. Wow. This was a split. I think White did pretty good, but Black did, you know, better defending-wise. And he ended up winning the second game. Lucas Mito here is a national master, and he played for the St. Louis Archbishops. And then we have Shah Mastio here from the Pandas here. And the Pandas, as you can see here right under the video, 46-28. 46-28. What's the format? Do you guys know? Here it is right here. If you wanted to know, if you just knew here and you didn't know or you forgot, it's 2 rounds of 10 minutes with 2-second increment. And playing in these kind of time controls, as I played as well, I played in Pro Chess League, and it was 10-2. 10 minutes is not as long as you think it is, especially with 2-second increments. So much to do. You're playing such strong players. You have so much respect for the game and etc. And they may throw you off. You know, there's a lot to it. When you're playing Blitz, you might actually be playing a second opening rather than your main classical opening, so things are different. You got to remember lines. There's a lot of pressure in these games, and especially as the fans here, I understand how you feel when you're playing these monsters here. Of course, from different teams and different countries and different everything. It's pretty fun. But of course, you guys need to sign up as well. Get there for your teams. We have Group B and things coming up too as well. Next week will be the next one, so it's gonna be pretty good, pretty cool. Pretty cool to check out there. So that was a Panda game. Let's move back over to the Surfers and the Mechanics over here. Let's check out Nathan Fong. Nathan Fong's game. Nathan F over here. Let's check him out. Nathan Fong. Check this game out. He played White in this game. How did he do in this right here? He won both games against Christian 600. So Nathan chose the San Francisco Mechanics fan club versus the San Diego Surfers. Let's see how he did here. Hey, I know Nathan. NBL very own. That's right. That's right. He's on my team. The mugs seem to be sideways on the merchandise page. Really? Oh, yeah. I figured that there. I don't know why it's like that. I don't think you can change it around. Was it Chicago Open your first norm towards GM, or did you already have one? Actually, I didn't get the norm. I had a norm points, but I did not get the norm. I would have loved to get. But that'll be the next one. That'll be the next tourney. Next tourney, I'll be getting that. Pull this up for you guys. Kenny Rap says War 990. Chess players can do anything. Literally, you're good at everything when you play chess. Most times, when you get good at chess, I'll say that. Anyway, good performance though. Thank you so much, Crocs Rocks. Thanks so much. So let's do this. Let's actually put in Nathan Fong's game here. Nathan Fong played with the white pieces here, as we see. I see, says Warp 990. Here we go. A little Nathan Kelly Dro there. That's funny. Nathan Kelly Dro. San Francisco Mechanics here. One of the guys here, Nathan Fong, right here. Nathan F, 314. He played Christian 600 over here to the left in this match of the San Diego Surfers and San Francisco Mechanics. So Nathan played White here. Let's see what he played. He played Z4 and C5 on the board. After C5, we have Knight of 3, regular Sicilian stuff, E6 and D4. Did you go over Archbishops versus Pandas games? Yes, actually. We're going back and forth, Joe. Going back and forth. But do you have a game in particular? Did you play, Joe? If you play, we'll check out your game. D4, Knight takes, and A6 was played. A6 was played. This is the Khan variation. Bishop to E2 and Queen C7. Castles and B5. Early B5. Black's doing quite well. I mean, it's still theory. It's a lot to do here. A lot to do here. Yeah, I did. Really? How long you plan on streaming? Says Barry. A long time actually. Long time. Long time, bro. So A4 after A4 B4. B4 was played. I like this A4 B4 kind of thing. This is quite interesting. Quite a late night stream tonight. That's right. I saw some of his review on GDT. So yes, this is going to be very interesting when you look at this kind of position. And going back here, B5, A4. I like A4 just because it's provoking him to do something. Either you take it or I'm taking you. Knight C3 can follow. In some cases, you also have Bishop F3, Rook E1, and Knight D5. I've seen it happen a lot of times. So after B4, he plays C3 just to create some type of, gambit in a way. But also if he takes it, Knight takes C3. That's what you want. You want him to take it. Like, hey, if you take this pawn, thank you for my development. That's really what he's saying here. But he wants to not make him like be strong either with A5. So after C3, we have Bishop to B7. Bishop F3 is played. Rook E1 is automatic. Knight F6 and Rook E1. There it is. Bishop E7. We play Queen E2. Interesting move. E5 could be a move. He plays C4 instead. Now we have almost a Moroxy bind here, which is very, very annoying. Very, very annoying. The D5 square is now taking white's liking. Like it's over for the D5 square. D5 could still be pushed, but that is why Queen E2 was here now, because the bishop can be captured at the end of all the capturing. Imagine D5, pawn takes. You really can't even take this way. So maybe take this way first just to get 2 pawns. And then you can take on E7 in some cases. Sid, what's going on, Sid Hearth? Welcome to the stream. So D6 was played. B3, very nice move. Probably putting the bishop here on a long diagonal. If he plays E5 to ever hit this knight, D5 becomes weak forever. Forever. And then you can play something like Knight D2, Knight F1, Knight E3, and put the knight on D5 or F5 due to the bishop being on B7 and not C8 to help out. So there's a lot of things, a lot of ideas that can happen here. Let's see what Nathan proceeded with. Bishop to B2, Rook E8, Knight D2. There it is. After Knight D2, we have Knight E5. Good move, trying to hit this bishop. This bishop is okay to let go because it's not doing anything anyway. So Rook here. And G3, I like this move. He's like, I'm going to keep this if you don't take it, so you better take it. And he takes it. Knight takes F3. Queen takes F3, defending this pawn. This bishop diagonal is monstrous. Monstrous. So I'm seeing, we have to see what happens here and see if Black is able to make some type of progress with this to figure this out. Is there something to do? So he plays D5. He's like, it's time to break through. I'm tired of this bind. D5, I think, looks like an excellent break. Pawn takes, and then E5. E5 is now on the board. Now we have Knight E4. Knight E4. Knight F5. Okay, White's definitely trying to come in. There's counterplay for both sides here. I wonder if Knight G5 is a move, followed by D4. Knight G5, Queen G4, D4. Just because it looks scary. It looks very, very scary. Knight takes, Queen takes. And now we got this kind of position. H4 hitting the knight. I gotta move the knight. I think I have to. Yeah, I don't have anything else to do. I think I have to just move the knight. Gotta move the knight. So let's go back. Let's gotta move the knight. It looked pretty good though. Knight F5, Bishop F8. Knight takes, pawn takes, Queen G4. A lot of times you'll find stuff like Rook D7. Whoa, big fella, what do you mean? That's hanging. So if something like, for instance, Queen C6, or even like A5, random. Rook D7, exclam. Rook D7, because now if Queen takes, Knight H6 check. Ouch. Hitting this and hitting the Queen at the same time. But what if he just moves the Queen out of the way? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm just going to play check. Actually, that doesn't work. So maybe he can just go there. Because knight check doesn't work anymore because Queen takes H6. But you tried anyway. Maybe E6 though. E6 might work. You're hitting this. And you also going back to Knight H6 check. That could be strong. Then there might be E3 on the board. Man, talk about tactics, right? Puzzle rush tactics. I know there's mate here. But then there's all kind of attacking stuff for what White has going on. I think this is mate though. Check here, check here, check here, check, and then yeah, that's mate. Take on G7. Yeah. whoever get mated first gets mated, right? Obvious. That's tough. Finishing the game. Queen g4, g6 was played. He played knight e3. Got out the way. Awesome, says Chesswin. Awesome. Bishop g7 and rook d7. He still got it in. He still got rook d7 in. Rook d7 is a big boy move. You got to be careful. He takes f7 is also mate. e6. Whoa, back this up. If bishop takes g7 and pawn takes f7 followed by pawn takes. And I'm just winning. So how do you win here? What's the sequence of moves here, guys? What is the sequence of moves? You play white here. How do you proceed? This is Nathan Fong playing for the San Francisco Mechanics as he's playing his opponent, Christian 600 of the San Diego Surfers fan club. E takes f7 from Joe Bruin. Anyone else? d7. e7, says Chuck. Bishop takes bishop. Well, the game move is pawn takes f7. First, rook takes f7. Now what? Follow up. How do you follow up? How do you follow up? White to move here. Let's go. What did Nathan put on the board here? You have knight f5. Queen e6 from Calculated Blunder. Queen pins the rook from Cody C. That is correct. Queen e6 on the spot. Boom. Queen e6. Hello. Hi. Front door was open. Then rook f8. Defending everything. Defending everything. Okay. So now what? Now what? Rook to c1. Bishop takes g7. Actually, that's the engine recommendation. Bishop takes. King takes. This next move is hard to find. It's just knight g4. This is pretty tough. Knight g4. Pretty tough. So with the intention of doing like queen f6, I think. Yeah, queen f6. King here, knight check. That's strong. Like how queen f6. Ouch. Might do that to you on the board. Oh man. Oh, I'm done. I'm done playing today. Done. I don't want to play anymore after that move. Then send me home. I'm done for the day. But he didn't play that. After rook f8, he actually played knight g4 right now. And then bishop c8. Rook takes f7. Oh my goodness. He played rook takes f7. He came to play today. Oh, he took the queen. He fell right into it. He fell right into it, guys. Wow. What? That is not a move. That's right. That's not a move. Let me see that in the chat right now. That's not a move. Now, what is a move for white? What is a move? White to move. What do we do here? Highlights. Highlights. Rook take bishop from Cody C. Rook takes g7. King goes over to h8. How do you finish this? I know many of you have been in this position and didn't know how to finish it. For the advanced players here, you know what to do here. What is it? Hi dude comes in. He says rook takes bishop. Okay, rook takes g7. Rook takes g6 from John. What's up, John? Rook takes g6. Rook b7. Rook b7 from Chuck. If you said rook takes g6, you are correct. That is correct. Pat yourself on the back. You get you an extra lightsaber today. Rook takes g6 is the move. This is a mating technique that you should know very, very well. Because the rook is cutting off the king from anything. And the bishop is still checking him. So no matter how you block with it, which is only 2 moves before checkmate, queen e5. Or queen e5. Bishop takes, rook f6. Bishop takes f6. And that's a wrap. It's in the stretcher. That's not a move. It's over. GG. That was a good game. That was a very good game from Nathan as he helps The San Francisco Mechanics in this round. Go to the next one. Isn't Rook G8 better? Says National Master Dale. Rook G8. Ah, look at that. Rook G8. Check this out, guys. Rook G8 is mate too in some cases. That's funny. Funny. Yeah, Rook G8. That'd be cool. Good review. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't excused Joe Bruin. San Francisco Mechanic. Good stuff there. Is there anyone else in the chat that actually played for them? Anyone in the chat that played for the Mechanics? I think they had a National Master. They did. Let's actually check out a master game from the Mechanics. Okay, this was 1.5. So kudos to the San Diego Surfers fan club member NK123. He got a draw against National Master. Username is I wanna be the guy. So for the San Francisco, right here, he's right here, number 4, San Francisco Mechanics. Pretty strong. Pretty strong stuff. Okay, let's put the game in here. So it's 1.5 games for I want to be that guy of the Mechanics. Cool, let's analyze this one in detail here. So white is a National Master here, and black is about 1700 here. E4 and another Sicilian game. When does it stop? It doesn't. Next move. Let's go. E4, C5, Knight F3, D6, D4. Regular theory here. Still theory, like Feingold says. Knight takes D4, Knight F6, Knight C3, and G6. Bishop E3. We have a dragon. I'm a dragon player, but I like accelerated dragon. So I hold this D pawn just so I can play D5 later at the right time. Well, all right. Now, Bishop G7, F3. He's going for the Yugoslav. So, of course, white would win this game. Just because of the Queen D2, Bishop H6 stuff. And Bobby Fischer says, sack, mate, like he says in my memorable game, 60 memorable games. Good old dragon, my favorite, says Crocs Rocks. Yeah, this is a good opening for both sides. Castle, Queen D2, Knight C6, and castles. D5. So this is a delayed D5. Delayed D5. King B1. Now, Rook to B8. So bishop to b5 now, and actually, okay, we have e5 on the board. So he says, I don't care. Take my knight twice, because if you do, I'm going to have this open rook file. The issue with e5, even I faced this before, is that the bishop is going to be blocked, which is one of your best pieces. One of your best pieces here. So let's see what he does. Knight takes c6, pawn takes, and bishop takes on c6, followed by d4. That's a fork. I think black's doing quite well here. Let me see what the engine actually says. It's -1, -3 actually. I figure. Yeah, black's doing very well here. He got the open rook file, and I mean, this is not the Yugoslav by far. A lot of trouble that he can be in. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes d4. We have a trade of everything here in the center. And is he down anything? 3, 4, 5. I'm about to say this man is down a piece. He's down a full piece, and he just got the piece right back. No, he didn't. Black's up a piece, and black is 1700. Did he lose this game, or did he draw this game? This might be the draw game. Bishop e4 takes, pawn takes. He's just down a full piece, but he has the 3 pawns, though. Really 2 pawns here. That's why you don't underestimate a rating. Rook here and rook e2. Why not just knight e2? What did white mess up? Back here actually. Let's look at it again. So right here, takes. He took a pawn, and then he got forked right here. So this is where he lost the piece. If he moved a queen off, he has something, for instance, like if you go like, oh, maybe queen e1, queen c7 or something. Just hitting this piece, and I still got you in the fork. Knight d5 is a nice try. Nice try. Because if I take this, knight e7. That's tricky. But then I could just take this, and then come back and take this in the end. And it wouldn't have worked. Hello, Canty. What's up, Metal Eagle? What's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. On this pin, not a true fork. Yeah, but you see, if I'm able to get out like this, I get out of the pin, but this is still the issue. So all I got to do is step out the pin, too. I can even play queen b6. That's even better. Queen b6. I'm hitting mate, and the bishop, and you forked. It's too many threats. Is there a way to get a recording of this later? Actually, yes, because this will not be, there's no music, so you'll be able to catch the VOD, this, which is the play right after. I'm not saying move the queen, I'm saying knight e2. Oh, you saying right here. Okay, so knight e2. All right, I'm gonna go queen b6. And I'm gonna hit your bishop and hit mate, and I'm still hitting this. Same thing. Nothing changed. We'll try knight a4. Try another move. All right, well, we'll try this one, knight a4. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to try queen c7. I'm going to hit the bishop, and I'm going to hit this pawn. This one, too. I'm going to hit this one, too. Send the stretcher, says John. That's right. It's over. What up, says Dub G. What's up, man? How are you? Okay, so king b1. This is what happened. Okay, you win. Bishop takes, d4. That's how he lost the piece. So bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, rook takes. The man is officially down a piece. Music shouldn't be a problem. Streamers talk over music. No, it's not about that. It's about the copyrights and stuff that they mute sometimes. No. After knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, and g3. This man is officially down a piece here. And he is the higher rated player. So let's see. He couldn't finish this out because it was 1.5 to a half, and that's in favor of I want to be the guy, this guy here, just playing with the white pieces. So check, he blocked with the rook. He almost got mated. If he takes here, this is mate, so he had to block with his rook. We traded off, and then he plays rook e2, and past pawns must be pushed. I'm assuming he didn't know what to do about these pawns. They got too advanced, they got too good, and he messed it up. So rook takes here, push the pawn, pushed another one. These pawns get to walking. And king here, and then we take, two pass pawns. He plays c3, shut the bishop out, and counted and said that I'm going to get here before you can. Oh my goodness, what just happened? c3, this is the game he won. Wow. Wow. This is the game he won. Oh my goodness. Man, what a game. That hurts. That hurts. He can't get out. He can't do anything. And it's a queen on the back rank. Chi-Chi, have a good one. Start another one. It's over. Don't even think about it. It's done. Dang. Defending the back rank like that reminds me of Bobby Fischer teaches chess. Really. Yeah, that sucks. This happened to Black like that. He was up a whole piece. He like beating this master. Oh, I'm just beating a master. Nothing serious. I'm just beating him. I'm up a whole piece. My bishop can stop both of these pawns on one diagonal. And I can just queen these. And then he just jumped off the deep end. Literally just jumped straight off. Didn't even look. Didn't even look. Crossing the street. Didn't even look. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just walking across the street. This is why in-game practice is so important. Not to struggle in the in-game. Yes. It's very important, bro. Very important. Just time scramble. Yeah, this was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. And that game contributed to the San Francisco Mechanics winning by 8. Winning by 8 points on that one. An awesome turn of events. Yeah, awesome turn of events for white. Black was like, I quit. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. I am finished with this one. That just not fun. It was just not fun. So let's move back over to the pandas and the bishops over here. The pandas and the bishops. Iranian Cheetah versus Keithonsky. Let's check these guys out. That's going to be a very strong and fun game there. It looks like Keithonsky lost this game to Iranian Cheetah, who is in the Chengdu Pandas. Can you do Jib versus Dad Bobby Fischer games? Yes, I can do that one next. He said he swallowed a hand grenade. Oh man, that's tough. That hurts. Okay, next game. Next game. And here we are. Keithonsky, who is a very strong player here, play with the black pieces against his opponent here, who is a 2091 rated. They actually split here. They actually split. If you can see it right here, number 2. Match number 2, you actually see that. Should one prioritize piece activity or material advantage more? It depends on the position. But piece activity can trump material advantage. and vice versa. Not as much, but material advantage could trump peace activity. It just depends on what's going on. Most times, I would say peace activity does trump material advantage. That's why you're able to sacrifice a piece, because the activity is better based off the material advantage. Okay, let's get into it. White here, e4 and e6. Donski's playing the French here. We have d4, d5. Knight d2, the Taras defense. Garry Kasparov really liked this and used this a lot. c5, pawn takes, queen takes d5, knight f3. This is still theory. Bishop c4, queen d8. Castle get out the way. He did sack a pawn here, but it's for rapid development. Knight b3, we get the pawn right back very easily. Simple here. We got the pawn back. We got an easy, simple position. Queen e2. White is on the attack. He's going to start attacking black here. As quickly as possible. He's going to start. Bishop d6 is going to be coming in, followed by bishop takes h2 and all that other stuff. So bishop d6, h3. Okay. h3. After h3, we have knight e7. And then after knight e7, there's bishop to e3. We out of the way. Castle inside. Bishop d3. So a lot of times in the French, you got to know that where you should be attacking. And you attack on this side. Usually you're attacking on the king side in the French, or a lot of times you'll be able to sack with the knight on f3, play knight g5 and queen h5. A lot of times, which is called the Greek gift, but you do this a lot, especially if black has not developed a c8 bishop yet. If it is developed, then bishop f5 is in a lot of cases will be devastating to your attack if you play bishop takes h7. I thought there would be a serious sack on e6. I know it would be nice, but this is not that kind of party. e5 has been played. e5 was an awesome move. Now there's no French bishop anymore. It's just a bishop. Just a bishop. So bishop e6 and c4 was played. After c4, we have knight to f5. Knight f5, strong move here. Hitting the bishop. I also I'm not a fan of white's position in these kind of French games with the Taras, because black gets too much play in my opinion. c5, bishop e7, rook c1, rook d8. Yeah, black's just doing quite fine. This is almost like you wouldn't even have known that this was a French if you look at this, if you glance at it. Bishop d7, I don't think that was good. Man, bishop d7, you just let this bishop become a monster. And then you put yours back. Now I can just take it and double the pawns. Not something you actually want to do. You can't really get this bishop off the square. I think this was the start of a mistake. And maybe rook to d1 could be a thing. White's position looked awesome like 6 moves ago. I know it did. Doing fine now. It's still doing quite well. But I think, you know, sometimes you just have to do what you got to do. Or do what you don't want to do, but you got to do it anyway. I mean, even queen c6 might have been okay. And now knight a5. So the bishop here, you might have to just take this and just, you know, say forget it. Just take it and keep moving forward. Because after bishop here, and now queen f3, white's just starting to get a better position. He's hitting this knight. If the bishop goes to c6, I got some indirect pressure on the f7 pawn here. Trying to figure out what white wants to do as follow-up moves here. Not sure yet. Maybe rook to d1. Or maybe try to swing the knight over this way. A lot of things you can do. I would have traded bishops. Yeah, trade bishop seems more human-like. Knight h4. Queen to e2, he moved back out of the way. So now the knight can reroute. Bishop to c6, very good. Now we got our bishop hitting something. We're aiming. f3 can probably do a lot. f3, we block this bishop. And now this is the best way. They always say, how do you block a bishop? A lot of times you do it with a pawn chain. Or you oppose that bishop with the same color. So something like this. Keeping a bishop here to oppose it. Trade it, basically. Or block it like this. a5, knight d2, there it is. And now knight e4 is definitely coming into play. Knight f5, bishop f2, got to keep this bishop. If we trade it, then we're definitely looking for dark square weaknesses to exploit with the black pieces here. Bishop g5, yeah, he's already on it. He's already on the dark square weaknesses. White is starting to lose the advantage here. Black is doing well, taking advantage of the holes in the position. Rook d1, rook e8, rook c3, getting out of the pin. You have to get out of these kind of pins. You can't stick around. Knight d4, queen f1. White is now like in a pickle here. Looks crazy. White still won, but this is not a position that we thought was good. And then knight takes f3. Look at that. Hit him with the tactic. You can't make good moves in bad positions. Most times you can't. But it's very good that he just kept the pressure going. Look at that. It was just over in a way. Kept the pressure on him. Queen f1, bishop takes, knight takes f3. GG. Rook takes f3. He took this rook instead of taking this rook. Then he takes there. Ouch. That's where he went wrong. Man, it's like he lost a piece. Dang. That's where he went wrong. He just miscalculated. Now he down a piece. If he would have taken this rook first, then he's not down a piece. He's only up in exchange. Oh, but this is hanging. Ouch. Oh my goodness. Rook takes f7. Man, that sucks. I mean, how does this actually look? What kind of compensation do you get here? Actually, none at all. Because he gets to go here with check. That didn't work. Wow. So, Keith, all he needed to do was think one more move ahead. That's the tough stuff. Takes f3 was a blunder, says Imagination Artist from chess.com TV. That's right. f3 is a straight up blunder. Well, I mean, knight takes f3. Yes. Knight takes f3 seemed right. It seemed so right, but it was so wrong. Hurts. Rook takes, bishop takes, and pawn takes. Now I'm just up a piece. Looks like a draw. He said no draw. It's still dynamic here, especially rook d2 looks scary. Queen f4, b3, rook d2, there it is. Definitely trade them boys off. He said no trade. I wonder, like, how does this position look? If queen takes, and takes. How does this look, right? I mean, is this really losing for black? Is this really losing? What do you think? Is this losing for black? Are you winning for white? You're playing the white pieces here. Are you winning? Joe Bruin is like, yes, I'm winning this, bro. Imagination Artist says, I prefer white. This is losing for black, says Crazy Coffee Man. This is losing for black. Let's go. What's up, bro? Let's go. I'm not, but I suck. Doesn't count. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Fine. All right, Canty, have a good night. Bye, everyone else, too. See you, Shroby. Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to see what the engine says, actually. What is the eval here? It actually says plus 0.60. And it fluctuates between that. Now it's going down to plus 0.56. So I knew black is not, black's not out of this. Black is not out of this yet. Like, he's not. If you could trade another pawn off, or trade 2 pawns, white almost may be losing. I mean, maybe. These bishops, you got to get them coordinated correctly. You also need to hit stuff and target it correctly. Black needs to be accurate too, so it's a little bit from both sides, but black's not like, oh, this is out. Black's just should resign. Very interesting. Very interesting. But that didn't happen. Instead, Keithansky plays queen f6. That's what he plays. Queen f6, we have queen e4. h5. Uh-oh, this is hanging. But maybe you don't want to take that. Queen g6 might be scary. h4 and bishop here. Now he's starting to reroute. He's taking advantage of that weakness that he made over there on g6. That is correct. Or with playing h5. Whoa, is that a move? You better be careful. c6 is very strong. Check. Bishop e4. Take on h5. Let's see the precision here. Play queen g5. He was ready to trade. He's like, trade him off. Keithansky's like, still no trade. And drops another pawn. There's a check on the back rank. Looks scary. Rook here. Threatening something. I wonder if this check's any good. He does go for it. Checks him again. Checks him again. Look at the checks here. That's a ladder check. So he played this check just so he could defend this after he pushes this pawn. Very clever. Also leaving black with no checks at all. Wow, good stuff. G5 on the board, lashing out. Really, white could just take this to avoid all checks, and that's what he did. He takes to avoid all the checks. Ace takes G5, and Keithansky goes down in this game. He resigns. He's a candidate master here with a rating of 2146, and he loses to Iranian Cheetah in this game, 2091. Very good games versus the St. Louis Archbishops. I think that was really, really strong stuff there. Really, really strong. Really, really strong. And then on to the next game. Jay Lee is me, by the way. Oh, that's you, Jay Lee? Okay. All right, Joe. What was the game? There was actually someone else that said, look at it different. Okay, Chengdu versus St. Louis. And it was Jiv versus Dad. Jiv. Okay, let me try to find them. You actually played Joshua VB, is what I see here. It says you played a Josh VB. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah, it says you played right here. Josh VB. Which one are we looking at? Which team did you play for, Joe? Wait, what? Yeah, this is the match right here. J Tooth, this is the match. You see it right here. Maybe you didn't play. It actually says you guys didn't play. So maybe this one. Might be Bad Dot. Because this one has 2 games. A bunch of bottom results got misaligned. I see that. I played Bad Dot. Oh, so you're Alexi? Are you Alexi 23? Or are you Dobby? You played Dobby. So you must be Alexi 2013, actually. No, I'm Jiff. But you played Dadbot or Bad Dot. How? I don't understand. Weird. Weird. Did John Davis play? I don't see him. I mean, he could have. You just have to see in here. You play for St. Louis, Joe? Isn't your name like just Bruin? What's your user? What is your user, bro? Oh, yeah, you're Jay Lee, right? I think. Jay Lee 96, Boar 3. Okay, we'll check you out right now. We'll check you out right now. Jay Lee with a draw versus you played a FIDE Master. Nice. Nice. So this game right here is the game that you lost. So let's see where you went wrong, actually. See where you went wrong. Jay Lee, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Jay Lee. What about mine? It says J2. Well, it wouldn't show, man. It only showed that you. It says you didn't play. It says you played somebody else. Which weird. So you play white here. Let's see what happened, man. E4, E5. Bishop to C4. Whoa, Rosen just came in with a huge raid. Oh my goodness. What's up, Rosen? What's going on, guys? We are covering a lot here right now. Covering the summer series. Shout out to Eric Rosen. Thanks for the raid, guys. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome. Welcome. If you didn't know, this is the summer series. Pro Chess League post-analysis. Just in time for everyone to see how Joe Bruin lost, huh, is what he says. Yes, we're looking at St. Louis Archbishops right now. The fan club. Or the Pandas versus the Archbishops. As they just won 46-28. It was crazy. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But we're going to see what happened and how. We're looking at a lot of games from here too. You guys can play. You can play for your team. Very simple stuff. So, all right, Joe, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's see what happens. So, knight f3. And then knight to c6. After knight c6, we have knight g5. Really, Joe, Is this what you doing, Joe? This what you do. Knight G5. And he a FIDE master too. Come on, Joe. Joe just like Knight G5 out the opening. He thought that he was just about to do it. Knight G5. He like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Knight G5. Oh my goodness. D5 takes a Knight A5 and D3. Okay. H6 was played. You move back to F3. E4. Yeah, he must know this. He might have blitzed this out fast. It looks like he did on you. Knight D2. Pawn takes. You checked him. So I think just taking is better. I mean, taking should be fine. Because this is going to hang anyway. So you might as well maybe just take with the bishop and get out the way. Because this is going to hang anyway. Bishop takes, why just wait and waste all the time? Queen takes, I can get out the way with castle. You got rook E1 check. You got all kind of stuff that can happen. He went slow, huh? Yeah. This could be better. I think this could also be good for white. Just because you need to get rid of this because it's going to be gone anyway. There's no reason to just sit around and chill. If you take with the pawn, the knight takes. This pawn looks ridiculous. Not to mention knight takes C4 is coming too as well. So you're gonna lose you're gonna have a bad pawn structure, and you don't have two bishops anymore, and he does have two bishops. So I think that's gonna be a big issue for you. Just for future reference, take here, get out the way with the castle. So bishop B5 check. And you did take, nice. You did take, but bishop D7, you kind of made his pieces look a little weird here. We did actually help him develop slightly though. Castle, get out the way, bishop E7, queen A4. All right, Joe out here trying to swing at him right now. Look at this. Look at this move. Two knights over here. Joe is not playing. He is not playing. He's like, I don't care what your rating is. But knight F4, not a move because this is hanging. So I wonder how he got it out of this. He might have played C6. C6 actually defends everything. Bishop E6, is that a move? Feels like it's not a move. C4 makes this a loose piece, so the knight F4 would actually work. After queen takes A5, you could take with the knight or the queen, probably the queen. So you got checks on knight E2, king here, and in some cases knight G3 picking up the knight, but the knight defends that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that could easily happen here. So you played knight F3, you got out the way. You're bringing another piece into the attack as much as we can. King castle could happen, but I see him going queenside. I really see him going queenside, but let's see what he did actually. The mastermind involved with the arrows. That's right, arrows. So rook to E1. After rook E1, we got knight F6. He's out of the way. Queen B5, that's a good move. I mean, keeping a pin, also hitting B7, creating a threat. So it gives us a tempo to get out. Canty seems like fast. Canty seems like fast with the analysis. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So knight to C3 could be an easy thing coming out really quickly. Chess theory, welcome. A6, is this not a move? Can I not take this? Is knight A5 the intention? Because I can just step out the way, it seems like. Oh, you can't. Queen's trapped. Ouch. Queen takes B7 for all the fans here. Knight A5. GG. Send the stretcher. That's not a move. Have a good day. It's over. Queen takes rook, and that's just a wrap. It's just a wrap. Listening to analysis is actually really helpful. That's what I do, Joe Bruin. That's what I do. I'm a Jedi. I'm a coach. I'm a monster. I'm a master. Whatever. Grandmaster Canty, all that other good stuff, man. I'm here to help, Joe. I'm here to help. So the queen's trapped, though. So you had to move this boy somewhere. Dang. Now the queen need to go to A4 just to go to F4, especially after B5. That's the only way to get it out. Queen A4, B5, and queen F4. Bishop D6. I mean, he on a queen hunt. Queen H4. Like, it's about to be ridiculous. Queen A4. Okay, cool. Knight C3. You did get that knight out finally. He did play. He didn't. He played knight B4 to trap you. Smart man. Are you from Jersey? I'm actually from Michigan, not from Jersey. The real question is, what color is your lightsaber? It depends on what day it is and how I feel. If it's a must-win situation, it's red. If it's like I'm chilling and I'm training, it's green. If I'm real chill, I'm just like train mode. It's blue. I have different ones. The Jedi thing. Mine's always red. All right, cool. You know that thing about Canty when it comes to the first one, it would be me. No, Spartan. Not at all. Rook to D1, threatening bishop H7 check. He said, I don't care about bishop H7 check, and played here instead. Now your queen is completely trapped. Bishop takes B5. That is not a move. So going back here, when you feel like you're in trouble, when you feel like your queen's short on spaces, usually it is. So get it out of the way. Castle. Move the queen back to civilization. It's a hard move to make because you'd have moved his queen already so many times. But you'd rather be safe than sorry. Because after night before, you are very sorry here. It's very scary. That's not a move. I love that saying. Here's the emote. That's not. That's not. Dancing Queen. Dancing Queen. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I just thought about the song. Bishop takes b5 takes. Queen takes. And we just down a piece now. We just fighting a FIDE master down a piece. So, oh my goodness. No idea what that is. So bishop to d6 and then bishop to e3. So bishop e3, knight d5. Bishop d4. Okay, let's see what happens. Knight f4. I think this is just a wrap, bro. You're just down full piece, but we're about to analyze it to see what happens. See if anything is good here. Knight e4, you're just down a full piece against a FIDE master here. Very tough waters to be in. c4 takes, knight check. Brings the other knight in. The knights are here to dance. Hello, hi. We're going to show you how to dance today. Rook g1 and g5. Rook g4. This looks scary. It looks like you actually got some type of attack here. You're actually not threatening anything, though. As weird as this is, you're not threatening anything. Maybe rook g1, and if knight takes, then queen takes f4 to try to go queen f6 with some mating threats. You could do that. That could be a thing. You play rook g3. Yeah, because you have to defend it. Makes sense. Rook g3. Rook e2 and queen c3. If only this was reversed, right? Queen and bishops were not in the same. If they were different, we'd be different, right? King h1 and then rook to e8. Rook e8 was played. I thought this fried liver was supposed to be good for white. You got to know how to play it. The fried liver, and I'll actually show you guys after this game. We'll look at like the other side of the fried liver. But it's nice. It's nice to play it. Okay, and the rest is history here. Let's see how he finished you off here, and then okay, you just resigned. All right. So you know what to do for next time. You know what to do for next time, Joe. When we playing this, knight g5 takes. I used to play this, and actually he didn't take. So when they go knight e5, which this is the regular way, you can just play bishop check and go back. Literally easy. I finished playing. I love playing black against the fried liver at my level. Really, fried liver is lame. Don't waste attention. Yeah, I mean, it's okay if they know what they're doing. If black know what they're doing, I'm not a fan of it. Bishop e5 check, and then I just move out of the way. Bishop e2. That's what I would love when they take it. Taking is all the fun stuff, right? Taking is all the fun stuff. And what's surprising is like I've used to look at this with one of my old students. Queen check here, king here, and then d4 was a move, but you also have knight c3, knight here, castle first, c6, and d4. And in this position, actually, this black's still doing good. Valuation is still pretty good for black. I used to play this for white and black, actually. No one takes at my level anymore, though. Yep, so it's just time to switch. It's just time to switch, bro. It's time to play something else. Morphe stuff says Eskil. That Morphe stuff, huh? Yeah, it's pretty tough. Not easy. Not easy stuff. That was a good game, though, Joe. That was a good game. Let's look at the other game you played. You played another one, too. This one is not the game. Joe played 2 games. So that was this one. Let's look at the draw game here. Let's look at the draw game. You got a draw against the FIDE master. So that's nice. That's a good job on that. Now with the draw, bro. This will be fun. Yeah, we're about to check it out to see right now. Check it out. The Pandas won 46-28. Pandas won. Okay. So St. Louis Archbishops went down. But we're about to check out Joe Bruin draw a FIDE master here. So let's see what happened. You played with the black pieces, and we have d4 on the board. You followed up with knight f6. Some of the favorite stuff, c4 and e6, knight c3, d5. This is almost like a French or a Queen's Gambit decline. Easy stuff. Headed out for the night, Jimmy. Keep up the great work. Great stream. Catch you tomorrow. All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Pawn takes, and bishop g5. After bishop g5, we have bishop e6. Okay, easy stuff. I think bishop e7 makes more sense. You want to try to develop kingside first a lot of times. Bishop e7 and castle, and then you can play c6, bishop f5, knight d7. Stuff like that. Bishop e7 is just much better principally first, especially responding to bishop to g5. Bishop g5, bishop e7, I'm castling next move. Once I castle, I can do everything else that I wanted to do. Bishop e6 is just kind of backwards. Is it Giamori's? No. c5, knight f3, and knight to c6. Rook to c1 and rook to c8. Seems good. You still need to castle quickly. Bishop takes c5. Knight takes d5. Whoa, is that a move? Dang. Is that a move, bro? Yikes. I guess that is a move, huh? Dude. Yeah, that's down. I think that's a pawn. I think that's a pawn. Yeah. And the engine is like, yep, that's a pawn, bro. Ouch, man. That is a move, bro. So looking at this, the issue is that, you know, you didn't castle quickly. And you also play c5 too. The thing about this is, if you're going to play c5, you need to know that this will be isolated. If this is going to be isolated, you will have some issues quickly. But c6 is a little bit better with bishop e7 and then knight d7 and be able to play around this in a different kind of way. Because I mean, it's almost like you fell right into it. c5, knight c6, rook c1. You either have to take this now, because you never want to have an x-ray on a loose piece like this. You never want to have an x-ray on something like that. That's exactly what you're getting. Rook c8 takes. This is automatic. I move the knight, I take the bishop. Very simple. That's what he did. Queen a5, you said you saw this already, so you was going for this counterplay. Knight e4. Hitting this looks kind of strong. I mean, but after knight takes, I can take. So I guess you get your pawn back on a2. Bishop d3. Whoa, that might not have been a move. Knight takes, bishop takes e3. Nope. Bishop takes e3 first. How about bishop b4? Doesn't work. Knight takes. Man, something seems off. Something definitely seems off here. Knight takes, bishop takes e3. That set is equal. That's exactly what I was just looking at. Taking on e3, but it comes out to be equal. 100% equal. So he takes on c3. You play bishop a3. But this is not a real threat unless we go on bishop g4 right after. And that's what you did. Okay, still making threats. He moved out of the way. We need to castle the king. Knight e5, bishop e2 is definitely the next move. Bishop f5, okay, making it interesting here. There's a lot going on. This is a lot going on here. So, okay, all right. So after that, we have rook d2, knight takes f3, takes, queen takes c3, and I'm gone. Castle, get out the way. Bishop takes b7. Rook b8. So what's the piece count? 3, 4, 5. You are very active. You're very active. That's why everything's going well. I can see this is very well being in a very active position for the black pieces. Maybe you can even queen just based off the position here. This is a piece that's hanging, and maybe we can get the rook to divert from here, take this pawn, maybe queen this because we queen on a dark square. That's at least the plan. We may be able to hit this rook too and put the bishop here and be able to pick up material. It just depends. This bishop is kind of out of the game. Okay, bishop d5, rook b1. Uh-oh, is that a piece? And he just losing now? Queen e2. He had to take with his king. Oh man, that's ugly. I think he's losing. Close to it. Bishop g4. Let's look at this. What is this? What is this? This is losing. It's gotta be. It's not losing. It's not. Wow. It is not losing. Man. It's actually saying white's better. It's saying +1 here. That's unbelievable. Brain overloading. Explain us the Queen's Gambit, please. Queen's Gambit is very positional opening. I mean, it can be tactical too, but most times it's easy to play on the queen side, develop your queen side first. A lot of times. It just depends on what you want to do and how you want to play it. But okay, rook b1. You went here, you play bishop g4 to try to throw him off. I see that definitely happening. Rook takes f1, king takes f1, bishop b4 hitting the rook. Rook back to d1. Bishop h5 out the way. Man, you had a lot of play, and I think this is where you started to lose. But you still got to draw. But you have a lot of play here. Bishop b6, that's beautiful. Hopefully he moves his queen off somewhere crazy. He didn't. You played king h8. That looks like a waiting move. f5, open a position up. Bishop d6, but you got queen h4. That's a mate threat. Play around if you want to. You get mated on the f2 square. Oh my goodness, that was definitely a real thing. I just figured I wanted to be tricky and ended up getting lucky. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary for white here. Bishop g3 was on the board. Queen g5. That follows. He's like, no, we got to get these pieces off now. And he was like, nope, I'm going to defend. Queen e7, we moved. Bishop e8. Bishop e8 was clever. Also threatening bishop b5 check at the same time. This was a strong game. Pawn takes. Man, you're doing good here. Oh, that was a sweet move by him. Queen takes g7, takes, traded everything off. Takes with check first. Ooh, look at Joe. Joe putting some moves on this FIDE master. Okay, bishop check. Takes because it's forced. Takes because it's forced. Take here. We take here first. And then he took the rook. Then we take here first because it's an in-between move and it's a check. So we snap 2 pawns off, which makes us even at this point. And we are now into draw territory. After bishop e4, here we go. But now it's a draw. So I don't know if you offered or if someone else. They were commenting on this part of Game of Chess.com channel. They were. You're making me laugh. Thanks, man. Yo, bro. Good stuff, Joe. Good stuff. Even though y'all lost the match. Even though he offered, I accepted. Nice. Nice. I wouldn't have offered you to draw. I'm like, nah, Joe, we ain't drawing this. I ain't never been to art school, bro. I don't own pencils and pens and all that other stuff. No draw. This is a review, or is this currently going on? This is a review of what already happened. I'm okay with losing to an FM. That's good, man. That's good. You drew the game. You drew, Joe, bro. I think that was really good. Really good on you, man. I think that was really good. Orlova Chess, what's up, girl? What's going on? I've never heard of a summer series. Is this new? Hope you're having a fun stream. What's up, Orlova? What's going on? Yes, it's great. This is actually it right here. You have the summer series, guys. It's a new thing for Pro Chess League. It's actually the summer series. So thanks for analysis, says Joe Bruin. No problem, man. But it's for the fans. So all of you guys can play for your favorite team, whoever that may be. You can go play for that team. So, of course, we're reading all of this stuff here. You know, and there it is right there. You can play for your favorite team. Check the chat right now. You can click on that link and you can go sign up to play. You can also play for multiple teams. But you can play on there. Pretty good stuff. The format is right here. This is what happens. Live club matches like we had today. 2 rounds, 10 minutes. 10 minutes with 2-second increment per side. You also play around the favorite teams and along your favorite people. Help to earn points for the standings. You also have some knockout battles that happen for player playoffs and the summer series champs. So this is good, man. This is good. Here's the prizes right here to check out what is going on. First place for teams, knockout battles, summer series champs, and then you got best fans. Best fans. So make sure you guys are posting on Twitter, playing and participating, being in the forums, maybe even posting a blog where you can have a chance to win $250 as an individual. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. That's awesome. Don't be asking to lose an FM. Destroy everyone. He says, destroy every. Be destroyed is what he says. So it's pretty good stuff there. All right, guys. So we have finished up. That is that's how it looks so far. What happened was the Pandas defeated the Archbishops. Pandas defeated them in this match, and then in this match is the Surfers lost to the Mechanics. There'll be another match on June 8th, which is next. Great recap stream. No problem, bro. No problem. No problem at all. So I'm going to sign off. Make sure you guys stick around for like the other, like every stream. I mean every match, every Saturday there'll be a match for it. And there's also going to be a recap every week. So make sure you guys hit the follow button. If you haven't already, hit the follow button. Make sure the notifications are on so you know when we go live. Subscribe if you can. You can do it free with Twitch Prime. We got YouTube and everything else. We appreciate all you guys. I'll see you later. Is 2310 your current USCF? Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you, Canty. Loved your analysis. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. 2310 current USCF. That is my current USCF. It's 2310. Gotta get it higher. Gotta get it here. So, yep. I'll see you guys later, man. Hopefully, I'll jump back on at a different time. It just depends. I got some things to handle, and I will be back. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we signing off. Nice stream. See you, Sparry. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Good night.